Well, welcome back, everybody, to WagerTalk TV. I'm going to be looking at Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals in the 2026 Stanley Cup Playoffs, in the game between Montreal and Carolina, which will take place on Friday, the 29th. I am recording currently on the 28th, so the lines I'm going to give you are subject to change depending on when you view the video, so keep that in mind. Will the Montreal Canadiens be able to stave off elimination and send a series back to Montreal for Game 6? Or will the Carolina Hurricanes win and advance to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since 2007? I have some very strong supporting data on why I like the pick I'm going to give you very shortly. And we have a lot to cover in that area. And you'll see, I think you'll be very confident in the analysis I provide for you and how I came to my decision. Before we get to that, real quickly, folks, if you have not subscribed to WagerTalk TV, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's absolutely free. You're watching this because you love sports betting, and no better way than to keep in contact with the best sports betting site on the planet. That's WagerTalk TV, and you can do that by just hitting that subscribe button. Absolutely free, no strings attached, no hidden agenda, folks. And do me a favor, hit that like button for me today. It's just a small token of appreciation for the work, time, and effort I put in to bringing you a quality free pick video each and every time I appear here on WagerTalk TV. All right, so let's get to the meat and potatoes. One other thing, hit that like button, or excuse me, not hit the like button. Hit that alert notification bell for WagerTalk TV after you subscribe, and you'll be alerted to any of our new content going up on our great channel. All right, the Montreal Canadiens at the Carolina Hurricanes, not Panthers, Hurricanes, Ross. And that game goes, like I said, tomorrow night, which is Friday the 29th. Right now, Carolina's anywhere from a minus 225 to minus 240 money line favorite. It's the highest they've been in the series so far. And Montreal is either plus 185 to plus 195. So the books are really expecting heavy action to come in on Carolina, despite the fact that they're laying a heavy number. As a lot of people will see this series has already been completed because let's face it, Carolina's coming off that impressive 4-0 win in Game 4, and they've now won 3 in a row in the series, and they look to close it out in Carolina on Friday night. Montreal, on the other hand, looking at the puck line, first of all, Carolina, minus 1.5 at odds of plus 106 to plus 115, and Montreal on the puck line plus 1.5 at a very reasonable numbers of anywhere from minus 130 to minus 135. So stay tuned for that because I'm going to address that. Montreal, like I alluded to, coming up there 4-0 loss in Game 4. Just a quick note, folks. The Canadiens have gone 4-1 this year following a shutout loss in their previous game, and that includes 4-0 in the last 4 in that situation. It was their 3rd win in a row, meaning the Carolina Hurricanes, to take this 3-1 seriously. But keep in mind, folks, Game 2 and 3, the Hurricanes won in overtime, and they are 11-1 in the playoffs this year, which is extremely impressive. This deep in the playoffs, but to have a record of that nature. But also keep in mind, 4 of their wins came in overtime. They're 4-0 in overtime games. In 5 of their 11 wins have come by just 1 goal, with the 4 overtime games and a regulation win by 1 goal. So only 6 of the 11 wins that Carolina has recorded in this playoff run, a successful one at that, have come by 2 goals or more. Montreal has lost 3 games in a row for the first time since November 20th of this season. So it's been a long time. Let me see if my math is correct. December, January, we're talking over 6 months since Montreal has lost 3 in a row, and they'll be trying to not only avoid elimination, but trying to avoid a 4-game losing streak for only the fourth time this season. Montreal's won 8 straight games on the road, folks, after losing their previous game, and that includes 6-0 during these playoffs. So this has been a very resilient team, meaning the Montreal Canadiens are also 10-1 on the road this year. Whenever there's a total of 5.5 or 6, and the total in this game is 5.5, and that includes 8-0 in their last 8 on the road when the total is either 5.5 or 6. Montreal down 3-1 in the series, but 2 of those losses, like I touched upon, came in overtime. Despite being down 3-1, Jacob Dobes has been the best goaltender in the series. I know Frederik Andersen's coming off a shutout in Game 4, but hear me out. Dobes has a .917 save percentage in this series, and he's a very good reason why Carolina's just 1 for 14 on the power play, and it's kept Montreal in a lot of these games because they've had 14 power plays, Carolina, to Montreal's 8. So they've been asked, their penalty killing unit has been asked a lot. They've really performed well, and their best penalty killer, in my opinion, has been Jacob Dobes. Even with his 18-save shutout performance in Game 4, Frederik Andersen has a terrible .859 save percentage in the 4 games in this Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, the problem with Montreal is they're getting a very high shooting percentage for goals, but they're not getting enough pressure on Frederik Andersen. As a matter of fact, the Canadiens are only averaging 16.3 shots on goal per game, and they're being outshot by over 15 goals per game in this series. So, and I said 16.3 shots on goal per game during these Eastern Conference Finals, I should specify. So, you know, again, it's proven if Montreal can get more pressure on Frederik Andersen in Game 5 on Friday night, there's a good chance they could pull out a victory here, or at least stay extremely competitive like they've been for every game except for Game 4 when they lost 4-0. Montreal, by the way, folks, this is an incredible stat I have to share with you, and I've utilized this to get some winning tickets. I didn't utilize it in Game 4. I did in Game 2 and 3 in the series. Game 1 and 3 in the series, excuse me. Montreal has gone 32-2 in their last 34 games this season as a puck line underdog of +1.5. 32-2, their last 34 as a +1.5 puck line dog. One of those 2 losses happened in Game 4. And here's the other part of the equation. They're 23-1 in their last 24 as a puck line underdog of +1.5. So they've really made bettors a lot of money in this situation. I mean, when you look at the 23-1 in their last 24, the average odds you had to lay with that +1.5 is -186. We only have to lay 130 tonight. So we're getting a really good value on the puck line here with Montreal. And I know a lot of people, you know, I've been watching the NHL playoffs all my life. And every time you think a team is down and out and there's no way they're going to come back, on many occasions, they shock the hockey community and come back and stay alive. And I think that will be the case with Montreal. They've been thoroughly outplayed from a territorial standpoint, but because of their solid goaltending from Jacob Dobes and Frederik Andersen being a little bit vulnerable in this series, they've been able to stay competitive in 3 of these 4 games, winning Game 1 in regulation time, losing Game 2 and 3 in overtime. And with a little bit of luck, Montreal could either be tied or ahead in this series, 3-1. So I'm going to take Montreal here, +1.5 on the puck line at money line odds of, or I should say at odds of minus 130. I don't want to confuse anybody. So it's Montreal plus 1.5 at odds of minus 130 over the Carolina Hurricanes on Friday night in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I would even, folks, make a small bet on Montreal at plus 195. So whatever you play on the plus 1.5, give yourself a little bonus, maybe 25% on Montreal at plus 195. So, for example, if you're playing $300 on $390 to win 3 on Montreal plus 1.5, you might want to consider betting 150 to let's see what that comes out to win about $343 on the puck line too. So that's half actually. You could even go $75, but you know what? I would bet half. So $390 to win 300 on Montreal plus 1.5 at odds of minus 130, and then 150 to win 343 on Montreal on the puck line. Let me make sure that's right. So plus 195, half of that would be 97. I take that back, folks. That would be 200. I'm doing math in my head here. $292. Still a nice score. So, and you can't win the money line pick unless you win the puck line pick. So, I mean, you can't win. Yeah, you can't win the puck line pick unless you won the money line pick anyway. So it's just an added bonus. But the official pick here, I would recommend the higher play, and make sure you do that. Montreal plus 1.5 at odds of minus 130. I think they show some resiliency and stay alive in this series. And again, it goes against what conventional wisdom may think, especially after their game 4-0 loss at home, after coming off 2 losses, deflating losses at home. Montreal has shown for the better part of this season to be a very resilient team, and I think they'll be the same in Game 5 on the brink of elimination on Friday night. All right, Montreal plus 1.5 minus 130. Got that up there for you. There you go. And then, folks, take a look at my personal page over at WagerTalk.com, wt.buzz/RB. Got some great specials going on right now. 365-day all-access pass for $1,188. That includes all my premium picks in all sports for a 365-day period of time. And that also, it amounts to an average of $3.25 per day and $199 a month when you break it down. It's the best steal on the board right now for myself. And folks, why should you invest with me for that 365-day all-access pass? I'm plus 182.89 units of net profit in all sports since May 13th, and that's documented by WagerTalk Media, and that's also number 1 as per WagerTalk Media. And when it comes to all the experts right now at WagerTalk.com, and there's a lot of great experts, folks. So I feel extremely fortunate to be doing that well and be on top of the leaderboard in that regard. So that's why you should invest. Not only that, for the $11.88, you're not going to only get all my premium picks for 365 days in all sports. It includes 5% best bets, and we're going to give you a 25% discount coupon to use toward any other purchase at the site for the entirety of that 365 days unlimited usage. So you can't beat that with a stick, as we used to say back in the old days. And there you have it, folks. So I'll be back tomorrow with another free pick video. We'll be covering a couple Major League Baseball games on Friday. But until then, take care. God bless. And we'll see you tomorrow.